Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So people, I'm doing another talk from an Overeaters Anonymous base, if you will. This one is from Food for Thought, another fantastic daily thought book from the Hazeldon Meditation Series. And I know some people would be like, I can't relate, I'm not a compulsive overeater, I'm not a 12-stepper. But no matter what, it's just good, insightful literature. And the reason all 12-step programs can use AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous, is because they know that they simply replace Alcoholics Anonymous for whatever their struggle is, whether it's compulsive overeating, sex addiction, gambling, codependence, whatever it is. And instead of alcohol, they replace whatever their problem is, right? Overspending on money, overeating, whatever. So don't limit yourself. The content is good. See what you can plug in from your support group, from your struggle, which inevitably we all have, and see if you can benefit from the message itself. So this one is called Being Before Doing. And just the title alone struck me because I thought, sometimes that's what I'm struggling with. I've mentioned Tanny Raw many times, and she's a social media advocate for health on every health platform. And when I was in what's called the Raw Reset, and as always, you can look it up in my little search, just put in Tanny Raw or Raw Reset, and it'll explain the whole thing. But when I did my very first reset, which was 3 years ago in July, it was completely foreign to me. I had no idea what it was about. I barely even understood the idea of vegan, let alone adopted it. It was just, I didn't even know. But Tanny Raw felt like everybody has a story to tell. And she was like, you know what, whether you get this yet or not, whether you're practicing it completely, no matter what, get your story out there. Share your process. So go ahead and make that Instagram account. Go ahead and make that YouTube channel. I didn't even have an Instagram account, and I didn't know how to make a YouTube channel. But I was just like, okay, if I have a story to tell. So that was in July, and it took me until, almost the end of September to actually pull it together. And I've pretty much been sharing ever since, perfectly imperfect. And sometimes when I'm on this channel, I'm like, I haven't mastered this. I haven't been completely committed. I've faltered. I've gained weight, lost weight, whatever. I go through this whole thing. And then I was like realizing that's the foundation for this. Even if you're not ready yet, it's okay. You can still tell your story. So sometimes there's like a trial by fire. You just start in the middle of it, whether you're ready or not. And this is talking about the importance of having a strong foundation. And in some ways, I certainly had a foundation. I majored in communication. I know how to communicate. I enjoyed the process of creativity. There were some things that I certainly had ready in my foundation. So this is what we are comes before what we do. In order to produce good fruit, there has to be a good tree. If we are not whole, integrated, and in touch with ourselves and our higher power, which again could be any support, anything outside of yourself that gives you the courage to do what you need to do, the actions that we take will not be satisfying. For us, and in my situation, compulsive overeaters, being abstinent, which just means refraining from food that is not mine, right? Being abstinent is more important than anything we do. When we are abstinent, all things are possible. We still have to make choices, deal with frustration and conflict, and accept some defeats, but we are coping with the reality rather than escaping from it. So that whole idea of being perfectly imperfect, right? The best things that we do are those which our higher power does through us. So again, allowing the grace of God to work in my life. Our role is to be ready and available, a sharpened tool, which he, if you're thinking of your higher power, again, it could be a pet rock. Relying on your own self hasn't been successful. So whatever you're finding strength from, a group, a person, whatever it is, relying on that and allowing that outside strength to come through you is what they're talking about. So the best things that we do are those which our higher power does through us. Our role is to be ready and available, a sharpened tool which he may use. Often we do not see the ultimate results of our actions. We trust that what we do will be acceptable and according to his will. Again, whatever group, whatever power. When somebody's been successful for a long time, sometimes it's really important that we just blindly accept what's been working for them until we realize what our own needs are and what will work for us. But sometimes you just have to blindly follow and say, I see that works for you, I'm gonna do it. And over time, as you get confident, as you start to get healing and well, you can change it up to meet your needs specifically. But yeah, sometimes blind faith and just saying, that seems to be the better way, my way isn't working, is the way. So it says, may I be what you intend. Again, whatever that outside force is. So let me read it clean. Being before doing, what we are comes before what we do. In order to produce good fruit, the tree has to be a good tree. If we are not whole, integrated, and in touch with ourselves and our higher power, the actions that we take will not be satisfying. For us compulsive overeaters, being abstinent is more important than anything we do. We still have to make choices, deal with frustration and conflict, accept some defeat, but we are coping with reality rather than escaping. The best things that we do are those which our higher power does through us. Our role is to be ready and available, a sharpened tool which he may use. Often we do not see the ultimate result of our actions. We trust that what we do will be acceptable and according to his will. May I be what you intend. And that's just powerful. If you're not even a spiritual person, don't panic. It's still a really good message. You know, when I think about how we often don't see the results of our actions, and I'm 2 years younger than God, so a lot of people over the years have come to me out of nowhere and said, you know what, you said blink at one time. When you were in, this situation and you told me, remember that time, that summer? Well, I'm like, wait, what? You did what as a result of what I said? Are you kidding? No idea. I mean, wow. And as a teacher, certainly, it's funny. I don't change the grade, right? I'm still in elementary. I'm still in middle school. My children are adults, married, with children. I'm certainly the first year of my students. My gosh, they're getting there. They're in their late 30s. So they've well gone on, and yet somehow I'm still in middle school. And so we don't always get to see the results, but many times by God's grace for me, my higher power is the creator of the universe, he often has people come back and tell me. And so I appreciate this message. I'm working on my strong foundation. I'm trying to live the truth and walk the walk, but somehow I'm called to share in the moment, and here I am. All right, my friends, let me know what you think about that. Can you relate at all? And as always, like if you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, know that you have a message to tell. The world needs to hear it, and therefore you're blessed.